Hey guys, it's Charles Austin here with Liquid Blue Cabarete in Cabarete, Dominican Republic. And today I'm bringing you a video after a few weeks of testing, which is about this board, the Rocket Crossover. It's a new board to the lineup. When I first got it, I wasn't too sure what to expect. You know, you read things online and then the reality sometimes is different. This is proposed as like a one board quiver, let's say, a board that does it all, right? So you can do some wave riding, you can do some downwinder. It's a size that is very accessible to a spot. Here in Cabarete, we have these conditions of mixed conditions, let's say, from 10 knots all the way up to 25 knots. So finding one board that does it all, that's versatile enough, that's the word I was looking for, versatile, is a tricky thing. And I've been testing this board in light winds, in strong winds, and in general, it's been holding up well. You're gonna see some footage throughout this video of the conditions that I wrote it in. Everything from, you know, this conditions behind me, which is not too much waves, flat, light wind, to stronger winds and wavy. And it's been holding up quite well. So in terms of what always people wonder is the weight. In terms of the weight, it's very light. You know, the construction of it is that bamboo construction that F1 is known for, just to maintain a light, a weight that is not too crazy heavy compared to some other boards. And my only fallback on this has been two things. One of them I solved it, the other one there's no solution. The first thing that caught my eye is that it's a beautiful board. It's a white board, and things that are white here tend to get dirty. So this is what I don't like too much. But if you look beyond, you know, like, you can't really tell maybe in the camera, but just a little bit, as they say in Spanish, manchado, you know, a little bit dirty. So anything you do, fingerprints, whatever it might be, it's apparent on the board. So me personally, I'm not a too big fan about that. The second thing, which I managed to solve, is that the position, let me just turn this around. So the position of the track, where the board is just a little bit different than what I'm used to. In general, I have the foil more far forward, but on this board, I just had to get used to where to position the foil. And now I realize that on how the board is done, I can basically move the foil further back and it actually feels the same as it is on my regular Rocket Wing board or Rocket Wing ASC boards. So that was just one thing I had to learn, because I put it to where I regularly put it, the foil, and in the end was a little bit iffy. I wasn't really getting out of the water, felt too much front foot pressure, but now I moved it back and I've been playing around with that and it's been working out great. So to talk a little bit about this board, in general, this one I only have one size. It's 5'6", 83 liters. My normal day-to-day board for, let's say, 15 knot plus conditions is 44 liters. I use the Rocket Wing. I'm still on the V1. Now we're probably on the V3 or V4, but the boards are just great. They really work well. The new shapes are actually even better than the current one I'm riding, since the volume has been distributed a bit differently, and the sizing to volume of the boards are also improved, where you have a small board with a little bit more volume, which is appreciated. So overall though, this Rocket Wing crossover, we've been testing it out for personal use as well as for rentals here at Liquid Blue, and it's been great. Of course, it's not that ASC construction, which is a little bit more durable, a little bit more that you can beat it up and be a little bit rougher with it. This is like a surfboard, so you do have to take care of it. But overall, the shape of it, how they sort of did the cutouts, how it is done overall with the width, with the length, it's honestly super great. And I'm pretty happy with it, you know? I go back to it. The only thing that I haven't been too stoked about is the fact that it's white, so it just gets dirty. It's a beautiful color, it's great, it looks super awesome, but it's just gonna get dirtier and dirtier and dirtier, and that's one thing where I'm a bit off about. But in terms of finding out the position foil that worked out for me, that's been great. The lineup is interesting because I believe it comes in 6 or 8 different sizes, all the way down from 65 liters, all the way up to 133. So really, you can find a board that's gonna work out for you and your spot. And I've been riding waves, I've been cruising around, I've let other people try the board, and in reality, despite this being a 5'6", 83 liters, you can still play with it. You can still catch waves, you can still pump it, and it's just overall like very intuitive, just how all the gear generally is with F1. So overall, pretty stoked. I combined it with the SK8 V2s. This is the 950 version, but I've been using it with the 850. And the only thing I can really say about it is that I haven't tried it yet with the 750, but I feel that you also want to scale the board and the foil a little bit together. I feel that if I put a too small foil here on this board, that I'm gonna struggle just getting up out of the water. Maybe it's because of the extra, maybe it's the extra weight that it might have, even though it's not too much. Something there doesn't feel too right. So I've been using it with the 850. Today I'm gonna try the 950, but it's been super great with the 850. And I think that that's like the edge for this size board. In reality, you could probably foil it with any foil underneath, but I feel that that's something also to consider when you're scaling your board and your foil, just making sure that it's somewhat compatible. You know, you can't put a 130 liter board on a 550 foil. I don't think it's gonna ride that well. And it'll probably take a lot of work to get up on foil. That's something that's in my mind there. So anyways, guys, if you're thinking about getting this board, it's a new board in the market. It's something that, that I wasn't sure what to expect because it was sold as that one board does it all sort of setup. I'm not doing anything with like hardcore downwinds or paddling into anything. This is probably even paddleable to get up onto foil out in the outer reefs, but I haven't done any of that. I've just been using it for winging and it's been super good. So overall, I'm stoked with it. It's a board that I would recommend. I go back to that I think that fragile side is something that you're gonna have with any board that you buy that's on that intermediate / performance side. You know, it's a regular surfboard construction to a certain extent, maybe a bit tougher, but you hit this pretty hard and you'll probably put a dent in it compared to that Rocket Wing ASC. So, but that's normal. You know, that's something that happens with every board. So overall positive. If you're thinking about getting it, I would just look at the volume that you were wanting and then buy that. You know, like I said, I use a 44 liter on a day-to-day basis and I wanted a board that's like this light wind, fun board still. And I decided to land on this 83 liter version. And to be honest, it's been great. And even now I'm thinking to get a 75 liter and I believe the next step down is a 65 liter to have those three boards just to sort of have something for all these different conditions, have it in the rental pool, have it in the Quiver. And overall, I'm stoked. I'm happy with this. So if you're thinking about getting this board as like a one board that does it all and you just like to cruise and or ride waves or do some downwinders, some downwinding wherever you're at, then this could be the board for you because it's very nimble, it's light, and it feels overall great. You just gotta play with the position a little bit. One thing I didn't mention, I haven't been using it with straps. So for me, this board is not really a board. I see it as a jumping board or a board that I think would require straps. For myself personally, I've just been free riding it and I've been liking it like that. So that's maybe something else to maybe try out in the future. But overall, I've been using it no straps and it's been good. And like I said, I'm not talking too much about the technical things on the board, like the scooped in deck or any of that, because in reality, the board is what it is. And this is going back to it. It's not a performance board in the sense that you're gonna be using it for jumping, backflips, all this 360s, but it is a board that's gonna do it all, and it's gonna do it all pretty well, I find, from that beginner intermediate level up to even like an advanced level is like having it in your Quiver, or if you just have one board, maybe having just this, if you're like a weekend warrior or something like that. But this is definitely a go-to board that I think people will definitely enjoy, and I was pleasantly surprised, let's put it that way. So in any case, guys, this is Charles Osterlin with the Liquid Blue Cabarete in Cabarete, Dominican Republic. You're gonna see a little bit of B-roll throughout the video and maybe even towards here at the end. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, make sure to put in the comment section below. I also leave my WhatsApp, email, website, so you can always check that out and get in touch in case you're thinking to visit Cabarete. This is a regular June day, well, May going into June day, and this is what we're gonna be expecting in summertime. So I'm gonna leave you with a view of Cabarete, and until the next one, see you guys.